Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and welcome to the final episode of my Warhammer 40k Let's Play, where we're just going to climb the tower and face off against our arch foe Nemeroth, who we literally just met earlier today. But before we get into, this stuff, which is literally just going to be me running around slamming stuff into the ground, because that's the best way to kill enemies, especially with the jump thrusters, I will quickly go into, and by quickly I mean I will go in and talk about the Blood Angels, which I ended saying I was going to do in the previous episode. So, if you're unaware, during the Horus Heresy, the Primarch of the Blood Angels, back when Horus wanted to strike down the Emperor and pretty much proclaim chaos as the best thing of all time, like, hey dad, look at me, I'm going to kill you with chaos, hooray. The Blood Angels Primarch, whose name I cannot remember because personally I don't really like the Blood Angels, got struck down and he died. Which is very sad. Press F, pay respects, all that good crap. So anyway, what ended up happening over the years because of this, and which is one of the problems that I've mentioned earlier on, is in regards to, the Space Wolves and their corrupted gene seed, is that the Blood Angels also have corrupted gene seed. And their main problem, I believe it's called the Red Thirst, which they're essentially vampires, means that over time there is a chance that as they go wild and kill stuff and drink its blood, because they're Blood Angels, that's what they do, they can get lost in the memories of their Primarch's death. Now, to my knowledge, one of the biggest problems with that gene seed in general lies with the Flesh Tearers that I mentioned earlier. They are one of the offshoot chapters, and it's my assumption, I don't know if this is ever spelled out anywhere, but it's what I assume, is that when you're dealing with secondary chapters that branch off from the main chapter, I just assume they get the lesser quality gene seed, which means that over time they're more prone to the Red Thirst. And every time I've read something involving the Flesh Tearers, there's always someone who's falling to the Red Thirst in there, so I just assume that's the case. So essentially with the Red Thirst, they show up and, they end up getting lost in, as I said earlier, the memories of the Horus Heresy and when their Primarch died, and they essentially relive that moment. And when that's going on, they cannot differentiate the past that they're seeing with what's going on in the present. So one of the short stories that's written by Sarah, and I wish I could remember her last name, but I can't, involves, and it's found in one of the Hammer and Bolter Omnibuy, I believe, but it involves a squad of Flesh Tearers essentially going through a jungle or a planet or some such, and they are trying their best to, hide their dishonor, as it were. So what ends up happening is that a single Flesh Tearer has fallen to the thirst, is unable to differentiate friend and foe, and he's just gone wild. He started killing his allies. He started, fighting. He started fighting like his own chapter brothers, and it's just gone wild. So they're just going through, and they're trying to, and in hiding their dishonor, they also pretty much kill anyone who came in contact with them. So they end up, killing their own people who are on their side and, loyal subjects of the Imperium. I do also believe that certain members, they do have, select squads of people, like Blood Angel chapter / people, and their whole squad is just made up of people who are lost in the Red Thirst, and they're essentially gone forever, but they can still use them for fights. So they put them out ahead of, their own troops and just let them go wild in, mobs of whoever they're fighting at the time, to then eventually just get struck down and die. So it lets them die with honor, as it were. But I say that, but at the same time they're super secretive about it and don't want to let anyone else outside of the chapter know that this is something that's happening, because again, if their gene seed is seen to be corrupted, well, corruption, chaos, Inquisition coming in, the whole shebang. So yeah, just throwing that out there. Now again, as I quickly mentioned, the Blood Ravens are, an offshoot of the Blood Angels, but in all the Dawn of War games, they never deal with the Red Thirst. It's not something. It's not part of the story. It's not part of the game mechanics. It's not part of anything. It's just something that exists, which is why I'm kind of curious why Relic decided to go with a Blood Angels chapter. I'm sure they must have just someone who's a big fan of them, which is why it was decided that way. But I think it's cool, and I'm also gonna take this time to quickly shout out to whoever and say, please give us more Salamander stuff, and by more I mean any, because aside from just being able to paint your army or palette swap units as Salamanders, we've never had a Salamander focused thing, and I think it'd be really cool. I tried to say that in Cartman voice and didn't work. I'm sorry you had to hear that. But yeah, so you'll notice that as I got to the top of the tower, we're no longer jumping through the warp part, and I swapped out my Thunderhammer for my Force Axe. Because of course I did, because as we mentioned, the strongest guns I have available to me right now are the Las Cannon and my Plasma Cannon. And those are worth way more than a Thunderhammer. Way more. Like, it's not even, you can't even compare them, which really sucks because the Thunderhammer is amazing. Just swinging that thing around, smashing everyone around you is just great. Just feels great and tons of fun. Also, oh gosh, I almost blew myself up because of course. Okay. I've never seen that. That bloodletter literally just stabbed me through the chest. Huh. That's really unfortunate. Luckily it didn't even get through my shield, but still, it looked cool. But yeah, so we're pretty much, this is just pointless busy work now. So I figure, you know what? Who wants to hear another story? Because we're all here for stories, are we not? We like the Warhammer universe? Sure. So we're going to talk about 15 Hours, which is me going to be spoiling the entire novel/short story for you. Which is doubly funny because I'm pretty sure that, oh my god, that frame rate. Oh wow, that ruined it. But I'm pretty sure it gets ruined in literally the first, page of the book. Essentially what it means is that it references the lifespan of your average Imperial Guard soldier, which is 15 hours. And so it's pretty much the story of this one Imperial Guard soldier sitting on a battlefield, mortally wounded, trying to stay alive to beat the 15-hour mark. Not doing anything, literally. He's just laying on the battlefield, pretty much abandoned, and just trying to keep himself alive over the 15-hour mark so that way, he wasn't deemed lesser. And it's actually kind of a sad story, because what ends up happening is his unit, gets raised on whatever backwater planet that the regiment came from, and goes out into the stars, and they're going to essentially a war-torn planet, because where else would they be going? Like, really, where else would they be going? Unfortunately, on some other planet on the other side of God knows where, a random civil worker, messes up inputting 2 numbers, and what that does is that it messes up the entire thing and it accidentally sends their regiment, and only their regiment, to branch off from the main army and to land on some other planet as essentially reinforcements who aren't reinforcements. And it's only their company that shows up, and they essentially land right at the start in the middle of this one field, which is essentially a no man's land between a bunch of orcs and the Imperial Guard units who are already stationed there. So immediately right off the bat, everyone's just kind of baffled that the ship came out of nowhere, because this battlefield that they're on has essentially been forgotten by the Imperium, and it's just like, whatever, no one cares. So the boy's entire regiment that he has there immediately dies to all the orcs, and he's the only survivor, and he just manages to run across this no man's land to where the Imperial Guard are, and there they start trying to teach him what he's supposed to be doing, and they tell him everything he knows is wrong, because generally everything you know is wrong. And, spoilers, they end up doing whatever, some random missions and fighting orcs as you would, but it literally ends with him getting wounded on the field of battle, and then he has to get left in no man's land. And then he just lays there, just trying to live out as long as he can until he finally dies. Very sad, I know. Good book, though. I can't remember if it's a short story or an actual book, but it's called 15 Hours, and it's very good. And here we go. There, my little aside managed to bring us right to the final boss fight. You and me, Nimroth. Bring it on. Mano y mano. Space Marine a Chaos Space Marine. Yeah. Spoilers, he doesn't actually fight me. He sends a bunch of goons at me, which is going to be super scary.
I return your dark relic to you. I offer up this to talk to your gods, I will send you to them. Admitted, Titus. The power of chaos is within you, calling to this relic. Imagine the Ultramarines dominating this galaxy in glorious conquest, with you at their head. Imagine the power you could wield. As a slave to chaos, nothing you say can tempt me from the path of honor, or from avenging the deaths of my battle brothers.
So, quick aside, which I can't remember if I mentioned or not. So, at the very beginning of the game, when I first pick up the Stalker Bolter and then I get a cutscene, it shows Captain Titus carrying a Stalker Bolter, so I assumed that, you know, every cutscene that you end up having, depending on the weapon set that you have equipped, that's what you're going to see in your cutscene. Maybe once they realized that they were going to let people swap out weapons, they just gave up and stopped caring, because every other cutscene after then always ends up just giving me a chainsword, which isn't, you know, the worst, but at the same time it's kind of sad. I would have much preferred it if in that cutscene, for instance, I was holding, you know, my force axe and my plasma pistol instead of, you know, a chainsword. Or could you imagine if you had picked up the Thunderhammer and you're facing off across with them holding your giant Thunderhammer, like, let's do this, Nemeroth. But no, I'm not sure what. I'm sure there's a reason why it ended up that way, but it just seems odd to me that they let you in that one cutscene have the Stalker Bolter, which you'd most likely just equipped, and then after that, nada. Meh. Also, ow, oh dear, I'm dying. Oh god, hide, run for your life. Oh gosh. So pretty much here, you just get swarmed by a couple waves of foes. Unfortunately for me, Space Marines, or Chaos Space Marines do a lot of damage. Who would have thought? Not I. So yeah, so we're just going to try to murder them as fast as possible because they are the worst. And we're going to try also to get some of our shield back. The downside, of course, being that they will throw grenades at you. And because we are on hard difficulty, they essentially have aimbot. So their grenades will just, even if you're hiding in the corner, they're just going to hit you straight on. But yeah, as I said earlier, the las cannon is essentially the best thing you have to fight Space Marines, because even if you don't end up getting them in the head the first time to, you know, ruin their, to just one-shot them, just hitting them that first time, even if it's not in the head, it stuns them and makes them, you know, kneel, which is really good. Also, oh dear. Oh, this isn't good. I'm in trouble. Oh no, there's a second one. Oh god, and he is, oh no. Oh no, he has lightning, and we already know that lightning is literally the most dangerous thing in the entire game. It just chews through all of you. Don't mind me. Leave me alone, please. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Oh lord. Oh dear. Oh, the Emperor. Oh, the Emperor. Why? Emperor of Mankind. Oh gosh. Something, diatribe. There is no such thing as innocence, only degrees of guilt. It is better to die for the Emperor than live for yourself. Oh man, yep, just fight him. Just do it. Good. See? Look at that. Have faith in the Emperor and you'll live. Easy stuff. I don't know why everyone doesn't do this. Okay, so now we need to kill that guy. Hello. Oh my. Okay, I think that's a glitch right there, and it's not. I feel like it's not the first time it happened to me. I shoot him once, and you see he goes into the stunned animation. But I feel like if he's already started shooting lightning when you then get him, the stun doesn't interrupt him. He keeps his lightning going, which probably shouldn't be the case. But whatever. Oh, there was a second mace guy. Oh, that's not good. Just run or something. Oh dear. I'm sorry. No, nice to meet you. Nice. Oh no. Run. When in doubt, just run away. Run away and then shoot plasma at them, because that was bad. I think they were too close to me. Why am I dying? Okay, so this may be the hardest part of the game. I may have lied. Yeah. Hello. Yeah, just take a shot to the head, please. I do not care. Shot to the head, and a boot to the head, and a boot to the head, and please die. Boot to the head. Okay, good. Now it should be easy. I say as I immediately run out of ammo for my last cannon. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. Yeah, we're just gonna... Oh, miss. Aim for the head, man. You have all the time in the world. Oh, that's really unfortunate. Oh, dear. That's not good. So we're gonna start this final boss fight with... Oh, never mind, I popped my thing, because of course I did. Duh.
and you will die.
Forgot that I filled that up. So we're going to go in at full health. Good job, me.
Killing my servants matters little. I am unassailable. The gods of chaos protect me with the very energies of creation. You forget, Nemeroth. I am no stranger to the touch of the warp.
Everyone knows that the best way to fight an enemy is to literally throw him off a giant tower. This boss fight is really anticlimactic. All the shooting doesn't mean anything. It's literally just a quick time event. The whole fight is a quick time event. And spoilers after this, what ends up happening is I get accused of heresy and Captain Titus goes away with Inquisition. Now, I'm not sure how they were originally planning on dealing with that, but funny story, it does have precedent. So in the Ultramarines Omnibuy, the first or the second, I'm not sure which, when the captain who had been, or captain or sergeant or whatever he is, had been sent, like thrown away from the chapter and sent on like a suicide mission, he succeeds and comes back, and he comes back from a Chaos World, and he ends up getting captured, well not captured, but he returns to the Imperial fold, and he shows up, and they need to make sure that he hasn't fallen to Chaos, and so what they do is they make him stick his hands into like boiling oil and reach like an aquila or something that's at the bottom of it. And then they make him take his hands out, and then, like, if his hands are healed, then he's not corrupted or something. Which is very archaic, but it's also reminiscent of punishments and, you know, things that actually happened in medieval times, where they would actually, you know, make you hold on to, like, burning coal or something, and then they'd give you a week, and when they removed the bandages from your hands, if your hands had healed, then you were innocent, and if they hadn't, well, then you were wrong. So I guess it was trying to be, you know, compared to that. But yeah, so I'm assuming that's what's going to happen to Titus, because otherwise we have no idea. And we never find out what happens to him because there was never a sequel. But I'm just saying that because after this final credit sequence goes and we burst his head like an apple, I'm going to let it roll. And thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I'll let all this play out, including the credits, and have a good day. Oh, and Leandros is a giant tool. Okay, thanks.
Look there, Ultramarine. You have saved this world. I see the Ultramarines are human, after all.
More than you know, Lieutenant.
Inquisition is here.
His injuries appear chaos inflicted. You are certain of this charge?
Captain Titus has been corrupted by chaos, Inquisitor Thrax.
I am no heretic.
You lie! Only an agent of chaos could withstand such warp exposure.
I sent the demon to oblivion. But did you have unholy assistance? We must know. You will submit to my authority, Captain, or the Inquisition must conclude that you have corrupted every Ultramarine under your command, not to mention those who stand at your side.
Ignore his threats. Come on.
The Inquisition will destroy you, Mira, and the Ultramarines will be forever dishonored. Leave my brothers and the Lieutenant alone. I will come with you. I do not know why I can resist the touch of chaos, but I swear I will discover the truth.
We will discover many truths, Space Marine.
Codex Astartes leaves no room for doubt. You cannot touch the warp and emerge unscathed.
The Codex Astartes is a set of rules. They guide us, shape us as Ultramarines, teach us to hold duty and honor sacred above all. But how we live with those rules is the true test of a Space Marine. And you